Could be driving a...
Over the last 10 years, Honda's won more U.S. News and World Report awards than any other brand. And now, for the second straight year, Honda's been named the best car brand for 2023. Come get your Honda today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siga Lane.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Wednesday morning, 9:15.
Right.
Thank you for joining us.
Halfway through it, everybody.
Oh, that sounds so good.
We'll dig deeper into it here in a little bit, perhaps. How was first day of class, Professor?
Oh, it was
at LSU?
good.
We survived.
Yeah.
The students too?
No riots.
No?
Nobody walked out
No.
so far.
No.
It's early. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Knock on
They
wood.
still have time to drop out and say, not feeling it.
For those who don't know, Steve Caparata and Liz Coe, professors this semester over at LSU. Looking forward to actually hearing some of these stories. Two ridiculously bright human beings, now minds of the young in the palm of their hand. It's actually no. Look,
Responsibility.
Did you
Wait a
sign up
minute.
for that?
I didn't. know.
Right, that's a lot. That's a lot. But
Yeah.
look, I feel comforted knowing you guys are in charge and not me.
Oh.
So
Trust me,
yeah.
you're going to be in charge when I ask you to guest speak a couple times this semester.
There you go.
Tapping on his shoulder to do just that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The world of weather right now. Steve's, of course, world here. This is fog. A little bit of fog this morning. Certainly cloudy. Just getting ready for some rain.
Yeah, fortunately, at least in Baton Rouge, we had a little bit of fall. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
What little bit we had's already gone. It's a little worse east and southeast, but it's gloomy again outside.
Yeah.
We have clouds. Kind of a sign of things to come later on. Right now, mainly overcast. That's the view from Port Allen, looking across downtown Baton Rouge at this hour. And hang on, I lost my connection, of course.
The Wi-Fi was gloomy, huh?
Yes, the Wi-Fi was not having this weather, Liz.
It said, I'm just not. But I will tell you what, Steve, so the difference yesterday, all morning it was gloomy. And by noon, by the time we got on at 9 News at noon, I thought for sure it was going to be gloomy. But we actually got to see some blue skies, as you guys promised.
Yeah, it actually turned into a really nice afternoon. As mentioned to Matt in the 4:30 half hour that, I know we tied a record high yesterday at 83 degrees, but I was outside on my porch at about 4 o'clock yesterday when we walked the dogs, and
Yeah.
I was loving every minute
You crazy.
of what we had yesterday.
You crazy. There's a crazy
He's
professor
a
at LSU
Louisiana
right
boy through and through. I tell you what.
Well, look.
All
you
right,
know,
guys, this
it doesn't matter.
Wi-Fi is as
Kaput?
usual.
That's fine. You want to start with temperatures or 10-day?
Yeah, I want to start by throwing something across the room.
This is the video we need from
Yes.
Professor Caparata.
Yeah, so you can see it's already pretty warm outside, 70 in Baton Rouge, even with the clouds overhead. So today's record high, 84.
Oh, boy.
We'll be close, I think, again. I'm going a bit above model guidance, so I'm going high of 82.
Okay.
And then you see on the 10-day there, mainly PM, 90%. So what we're saying is most of the rain and storms will be tonight. There could be a few passing showers during the day, but if you get something during the day, it'll probably be brief and light. We expect a bit of a squall line. It might be a broken squall line moving through tonight. That should be within a couple of hours of midnight for most of us. The good news is it moves through quickly. So that really limits the heavy rain potential. We're expecting rain totals to be an inch or less for most of us. There is a low-end severe weather threat, so we'll be tracking that for you tonight just in case we do get any warnings. Now, make the most of tomorrow, okay? Because otherwise, you look at the 10-day, there's a lot of clouds and rain chances. Tomorrow is partly cloudy, high 71, good-looking day. But by Friday, clouds will be back quickly and cooler. A high of only 62, chance of showers late Friday. Saturday, downright ugly. Off and on rains and chilly with a high of 57. The rain could be a little bit heavy at times Saturday. Now, I'm kind of hoping that we salvage the latter part of the weekend. Could still be some rain around early Sunday, but kind of hoping we start to dry it out Sunday afternoon. And then you see next week, though, rain returns again, especially on Tuesday. The other thing to note, guys, is once it starts trending cooler here by Friday, looks like it's going to stay kind of cool in the next week. Now, those temperatures actually aren't too far off of normal, maybe slightly below normal, but a good bit cooler than what we're seeing right now, for sure.
lie.
Dipping into the low 40s again.
What's
so
that,
don't
like
put
41?
the jacket away
41
yet.
about average? 41, 42?
I think
Yeah,
so.
average low today, I think 41, normal
There you go.
high 62.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's closer, like you said.
Steve's 83 degrees. Sitting out on
83
a
and
porch.
loving it.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
me
with
too.
him. I'm with him. We live in the South for a reason.
That's very true.
Oh, Steve,
In
thank
blood.
you.
All right. Okay, so yeah, as always, the forecast is going to be a headline maker down here in South Louisiana, especially with a roller coaster ride like that.
Yeah.
But making headlines late into the evening, last night, early morning, our part of the world, a helicopter crash in Ukraine.
I know you hear that thing and you're thinking, is this war related?
Right.
Not
We're
certain
not
at this
sure.
point. It's an investigation into it.
Sure.
But when you talk about just the simple facts here,
Yeah.
we're talking about people who were killed in a helicopter crash, and a pretty important person, the Interior Minister.
Yeah, and his deputy.
Yes, reported dead out of all of this. And so we've just seen a heartbreaking image, Matt. Dion showed this morning. The wife of the Interior Minister just hugging on someone as she got the news, and it's behind her, and that was her reality as she woke up today.
And that's one person, right?
Yeah.
That's one person's relationship, and you can extrapolate out from there. Everything that we're going on 11 months in this war, Russia's war in Ukraine. But right there in that scene, it is Ukrainian officials, high-level officials, clearly, children among the dead. This crashed into an apartment complex here. So again, was this tied to anything? There are people on board this plane who would be connected some way, making decisions, potentially flying to and from. But beyond that, we don't know how it is connected. That investigation just getting going. Heartbreaking.
Can't catch a break. Yeah.
Okay, so that was making international headlines. This morning, we are getting word of a couple of things making local headlines. A pair of shootings in South Louisiana, one of them deadly.
Let's start you off in Ascension Parish, where the sheriff's office there letting us know if this kind of makes sense for you.
Sure
This
does.
is Marchand Railroad Avenue, as Matt mentioned, in Deville. Kenneth Hawthorne, 18-year-old, was found shot dead Tuesday night. So that's last night, overnight hours. And so they just got word about a shooting happening around 10:40, and that's when deputies got to a home in that block of 800 block of Railroad Road near Homa Street. They don't know much more beyond that at that point.
Right. So this is the phone call that you make to Crime Stoppers, the 344 stop. Again, taken to the hospital, but that is where he later died from his injuries. How this all happened, they're just getting started with that investigation. But as that investigation starts down there in Donaldsonville, this is starting up in Baton Rouge. A juvenile shot. BRPD letting us know this is going on. Taken to the hospital. Not a deadly shooting, but still obviously just beginning an investigation with the shooting.
And we're told in this case a young person was shot in the midsection. So you got to admit,
right. It's a large.
pivotal organs are in that area.
Absolutely.
So we're still working with them to find out the condition of the victim at this point, happening on the 12,000 block of Archery Drive. That's near the Sherrod Forest Boulevard area. And so police still trying to figure out why this happened, who could be involved here. Matt mentioned this is really early on in the investigation, but if you happen to see anything, maybe some of the streets we're talking about here, Archery Drive, Sherwood Forest Boulevard, some of this is jogging your memory. Maybe you saw somebody running off in pain or whatever. Any little thing could really help investigators.
And that's a pretty, look, Florida and Sherwood, that's pretty.
That's kind of a busy area.
Exactly, that's pretty heavily traveled.
Yeah.
So, if you do know anything, if you maybe saw anything, again, Crime Stoppers works very well down here in South Louisiana, in large part because of y'all. So make the phone call, see if you can't get them going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Speaking of getting going in the right direction, investigation underway right now at what detectives say was a fire started, so an arson. They believe this is the man who did it. Under arrest, bond hearing today.
That's the key, bond hearing. So this crazy story.
There's a lot here.
There is a lot of developing parts to it. So a quick backstory here.
Please.
Yesterday, the WAFB team actually spoke with a woman who lives in the home that he's allegedly accused of setting on fire. We see in the surveillance video a man walking to a home, setting the front door on fire. Thankfully, nobody was home at the time, but the woman says that he is her ex-boyfriend. That's what she told our I-team. She says that he's come to her home 3 times before. He's actually out on arrest from a crime out of New Orleans.
Unrelated, right?
And so the DA in East Baton Rouge Parish, Hiller Moore, obviously the one overseeing the case in Baton Rouge, he's saying this shouldn't be happening.
Correct.
So it's all dependent on what comes out of that bond hearing today.
Right, and as Liz mentioned, out on bond, he's got an ankle monitor, actually, and so easily.
How did this happen? So many questions.
A lot of questions, and she's fearful for her life, her family's life, daughter, children, clearly when she was talking with our folks. So what comes out of that bond hearing? The DA would rather that not be granted. She would rather that not be granted. We'll see what a judge ultimately decides. But I think the timing on that. We'll of course let you know what the judge decides in the courtroom. Post it right here, of course, let you know later broadcast. But yeah, a lot of paying attention.
I already see emails from our investigative producer. He's got calls into the Orleans Parish Clerk of Court's office.
yeah.
He's working on some new information right now that could be some kind of update. It's dependent on documents regarding that bond hearing, and maybe could that bond hearing be put off? So he's making active calls on it now. We're waiting to find out what he's trying to find out.
And if that bond hearing is put off, obviously he remains in jail.
Yeah.
He's in jail this morning,
Yes.
and if that bond hearing is put off, he wouldn't be going anywhere, obviously, right now. So,
Yeah.
a lot. Moving pieces and parts. We'll keep you updated.
We sure will.
Okay, this is a conversation
Hey,
that
now.
Callie Hubbard was having this
Yeah.
morning. Public Service Commission, actually, right about now, they should be having conversations.
Oh,
and
look
they
at that.
are. This is their YouTube page?
Yeah, it's actually streaming live.
On their YouTube page.
Big day for the Louisiana Public Service Commission.
It is.
So obviously, in our viewing area, only one of them got reelected.
Mm-hmm.
So Lambert Bosse, obviously, was in that seat, ran for reelection, but lost against Devontae Lewis,
Right.
who now, this is his first day representing District 3. Look how packed this room
Yeah,
is
for
now.
good reason.
That's a lot of people.
For good reason.
Everyone across the country is facing high energy prices. We
Right.
keep talking about how inflation is impacting people, but
Yeah.
people in Louisiana are upset. No matter who your utility company is, chances are you're paying a lot more the last couple of
Right.
months just to make sure your power stays on, your home stays heated, or your home is cool.
So when everybody, you get that bill in the mail, you
Yeah.
get that fee you got to pay, and everybody just writes the check, or it's
Right.
taken automatic, and sometimes you don't pay attention to it. You should, obviously. And this is one of those groups who is supposed to be paying attention to the utility companies, making sure that they are not overcharging or charging something for something that does not need to be charged for.
Yes.
So that's what they're tasked to do. This is their first get together with some new members of the new year, and they're having conversations with the folks, the higher ups with a lot of these utility companies, including Entergy. There is a plan
Yeah.
that Entergy would like to talk about perhaps having you foot more of the bill for Hurricane Ida, passing along some of that, and so you would see that in your bill. A lot of you obviously, look, I'd rather not do that, thank
Yes.
you. These commissioners are there fighting for some of that. It's going to be interesting to see where this new group goes, the conversations that are being had. I keep trying to see if they
I know
actually show
the camera keeps moving, and this
Right.
is not our crew. This
No, it's
is
not our crew.
Louisiana Public Service
Right.
Commission trying to get a lay of the land, showing exactly who all the involved parties.
I'm
but
trying to see if they see them out there.
there we go. He's at the tail
Right,
end there.
all right, on the
Yeah.
edge.
So Craig Green, obviously one of the
Yep.
other ones, but his seat was not
Dr.
up for
Craig Green?
up for re-election. These are the people you elected, and so if you are having a problem, they want to see people show up, and
Right.
clearly they did. First
They really
day of
did.
business.
You saw how packed
it's
that was.
packed.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take away the big headlines from that. We'll
Yeah.
make sure to pass that on to you. But again, you can look at it and watch it and hear it for yourself. This is literally streaming on YouTube right now. Don't
Yeah.
need any special passwords. Just jump on, log on through their YouTube page.
Yeah.
Just look it up. Louisiana
just
Public
typed
Service
it.
Commission.
Yeah.
Type it up. There, it'll pop up right there. You can listen to it.
I'm so curious to see what's going to come
I
out
really
of
am.
it.
I am
I'm kind
too.
of sick of paying a lot of money for this.
I am too. So there you go.
Jeez.
All that.
So much is going on.
There is a lot going on. And so this is kind of the reason we do WAFB Plus and
Yeah.
9 News Now, just another avenue for you to know at least the big headlines as you figure out your day.
We want to make sure that you're in the know because
Yes,
we
that's the
know,
idea.
especially being a parent, you know how hard it is to keep top of everything your
Yeah,
kids are doing and
yeah.
making sure you know what day to day is happening in our part of the world.
I have kids?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 3. Yeah. You got to feed them too. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
3 meals?
I know.
When did this happen?
I know.
But yeah, that is. It's a lot going on in
Yeah.
your world. So the idea is to give you the information when you need it, where you can use it at your time frame. So yeah, you can always catch us live there at 9:15.
Yeah.
Or you can stream it whenever you'd like. You can do it video on demand style with Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, all the different spots, all the places.
We like options, man.
We do. I'm a big fan.
You
Big
know?
fan of options.
Yeah.
Fan of options. So, what's on tap for the class tomorrow? The class you're teaching tomorrow.
So I know a lot of people give me grief over this, but I gave homework.
You
on the
did.
first-
Day
I didn't know
one,
what to
you
do.
gave homework.
I set high expectations. I was
Professor
like,
Co.
they gotta know that I'm serious.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Again, I would love to actually be in a class taught by Liz Coe.
That is so kind.
Well, I'm not just saying that because you're standing next to me and I know you could hurt me. But it is, you bring that energy to literally everything you do. And I don't know how these students are not going to be jazzed up to be a part of this business with you talking about it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for them. I'm excited to see you.
I'm excited for Matt to be a guest speaker too.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, just mark it down. I already got you a couple classes. The wisdom that they can
Hey,
gain.
look,
I tell you.
I've been putting people to sleep for 20 years.
No.
Be my pleasure.
People keep coming back because of Matt and Steve. Yeah, speaking of Steve,
Yeah, no kidding.
he's working on the forecast.
He is.
Gray day right now,
Yeah.
but I tell you what, it's not too bad. It's not as warm as it was yesterday.
That's true, very true.
Boy, was it.
It was a record breaker kind of a day yesterday. We'll get close to the records today. Probably won't break. Look, the record's like 84 today. 82 is going to be nasty enough. Just get ready for that line of storms coming in 10, 11, midnight. Just be ready for that. Head on the swivel.
I hope you brought a second dress shirt. That's hot.
That is.
Now's the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named the 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 55 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.